We've all heard it before. You scream, I scream, we all scream for ice cream. And maybe a 5K run. When it comes to exercise, running and ice cream don't usually mix. But that's exactly what's happening today at the Kilwins 5K at the St. John's Town Center. Our multimedia journalist Elizabeth Norton shows us how the Run for Ice Cream is helping a local school.
A sunny day and plenty of Kilwins ice cream to go around. Kids and adults are having fun at this 5K fundraiser. This is what the event sounds like to most participants. But for some of the children it supports, it can sound like this. For children who are deaf, this ice cream run is their scoop of hope. Kids with cochlear implants can hear as well as us in some cases, but differently than we do. Organizers of the 5K say the money raised from this fundraiser goes to the Clark School in Jacksonville. The school is for children who are deaf or hard of hearing. School official Tina Mora says how the fundraiser is changing the tuition policy.
When we were parents back in 2006, for several years there was tuition to go to school here. So if we wanted this option as parents, we had to pay for it. And I had too many friends who put second mortgages on their homes, who lost their homes because they wanted this option for their child and it wasn't funded. So being able to fundraise and get state funding now and offer these services for free so that parents have this level playing field, it's a great opportunity, and the Kilwins Ice Cream Run helps us to do that.
Many parents say the school's impact helps their deaf children using cochlear implants to transition into regular school. Parents like Dawn Walsh and her daughter, Olivia.
She's missed so much by being born deaf that they're helping her to catch up so that she can go to school with her normal hearing peers by kindergarten.
The local owners of Kilwins at the St. John's Town Center started this 5K fundraiser 5 years ago. Their daughter had attended Clark School and they wanted to do something to give back. Runners say it's the same for them.
I just think it's good community, like people need to know that I didn't even know the school was there until I picked up my run packet. And all these little kids with their little cochlears on, they need those, so the fundraising is important.
It brings us everybody together. The running community is awesome. And here you get people that are not regular runners too, so it makes it fun.
Morris says the biggest reward for her is seeing how the help of Clark School prepares her deaf son who uses a cochlear implant for the real world.
My son is now 12 years old. He's attending our local school. He gets in trouble for talking on the phone too much to girls. So I just really wanted to come back and do something so that parents can have these services.
The March Fun Run happens annually. It helps families putting their children through Clark School. It's a fun event with exercise, music, face painting, and of course,
And there's ice cream. Perfect.
Elizabeth Norton, Multimedia Storytelling.
Clark staff say another way to support the children is to donate to the Clark School's Playground Fund. The school's current playground is old, eroding, and must be replaced. Their goal is $30,000. To help these kids, you can go to clarkschools.org to donate now.
The Gate River Run has been a beloved Jacksonville tradition for the past 40 years. Starting in 1978, the race has grown from 2,000 running enthusiasts to an annual attendance of 20,000. But the River Run has done more than become a Jacksonville tradition. It has created friendships that run deeper than any racer could have expected.
Sand, bleachers, sidewalk, gravel, and grass, all suitable terrain for a casual jog. Running has become the most popular way to exercise. Bob Fernay has been running since 1972.
The health benefits of running are, they're very great.
Bob has been involved in the Gate River Run since its debut in 1978. Originally named the River Run 15,000, Bob met Ty Payne and Doug Allred.
I was here in town and I'd heard about the race. Everyone knew about it. We knew it was going to be a spectacular event and it was going to be the biggest thing going on.
Ty Payne had just moved to Jacksonville the same year the River Run 15,000 made its debut.
To work for the CPA firm, and it was in August 1973, and then Doug Allred came to work the next Monday a week after I did. So Doug and I shared a 10 by 10 office with 2 desks in it, and so we had worked together, you see, a long time.
Even after 40 years, the competition has yet to end.
We decided to register for this, new race in town. And he talked about what he had done in high school and college of running and playing basketball, and I talked about what I had done, and he said, I'll bet you can't do it. And I said, well, I bet you can't do it.
When the three strangers signed up for the Jacksonville Running Club River Run 15,000, none of them had any idea that they were signing up for 40 years of fun, friendship, and a competition that has yet to die down.
Oh, well, these days it'd be hard to say. I know that Doug was always faster than me.
That Allred was always really fast.
It's probably me.
For more information on the Gate River Run, visit firstplacesports.com. Corin Gainey, Multimedia Storytelling.
For more information on the Gate River Run, visit firstplacesports.com.
Thousands of people from Florida and throughout the nation are gathering in Jacksonville to put their mettle to the test of the Gate River Run. At this year's 40th annual race after party, multimedia journalist Josh Hodges has one important question for the runners. Why are you running?
The sun is shining and the band is thumping at this year's Gate River Run after party. People are dancing and having a good time as they celebrate one of Jacksonville's biggest annual sporting events. Between the continuous races and the crazy after party, I was lucky enough to talk to some of the runners and ask the question, why are you running? People come out to the Gate River Run for many different reasons, like charities and trying to beat their personal best.
Absolutely the best one I've had in probably 3 or 4 years because I got a hat finally. And I've always gotten a white hat, not a colored hat. And I don't like a white hat, so I feel very lucky and very happy today.
As a symbol of their running prowess, runners who finish in the top 10% are awarded a hat. But for some, personal records and goals are what's on the line.
The race went very well, beautiful weather, and I achieved my personal goal.
For Mark Angelos, though, running doesn't come without some obstacles.
I have 2 artificial hips and titanium in my back. Most recent operation was a year ago, so this was good, and next year I hope to do better.
For other runners like Donna Iverson, they prefer to run for a cause. Iverson's race of choice, the Florida Times Union 5K for Charity, lets the runner choose a charity to run for, with over half of the proceeds going to a number of causes.
So I did the race for suicide prevention. I'm a nurse. I work in the psychiatric unit. So I did the suicide run, and then I did the diva run in St. Augustine.
No matter the reason they decide to run, runners participating in this year's Gate River event still have one thing in common: the celebration. If you decide to come out to the event, don't hesitate to take part in the festivities. Grab a drink, find a cozy spot in the grass, and enjoy the live music. This is Josh Hodges, Multimedia Storytelling.
The Borland Groover Clinic organizes a 5K run around Jax Beach to invite people to get screened, since colon cancer is the second most leading cause of cancer deaths in America. Multimedia journalist Mary Lisa Martinez is here with more details.
Locals gather at the Jacksonville Pier and prepare to run 5 kilometers around the beach in pro of colon cancer awareness during the 7th annual March to Get Screened.
Why did you come and run it?
I wanted to have fun. Colon cancer survivors join the walkers and runners who accompany them during a victory walk.
Colon cancer is a very serious issue. I'm just very happy to come out here and support it.
Colon cancer affects the gastrointestinal tract and prevents the body from its normal evacuation process. Are you having any constipation problems? Have you seen any blood on your toilet? Are you older than 50 years old? If you answer yes to any of these questions, then you might be the perfect candidate for a colonoscopy. According to Dr. Michael Laxo, minimally invasive surgeon and associated professor at the University of Florida, people do not find out they have colon cancer because they don't get a colonoscopy on time.
It's not something that everybody would want to do every day.
A colonoscopy is a minimally invasive procedure where a doctor introduces a tubular camera through your rear end.
And I think that's the concept that people find very unappealing. But I can think of a lot of things which are far more unappealing, such as dying of colon cancer when you're young.
Back to the 5K run. Attendance finished among survivors, a morning full of exercise and screening awareness. Reporting for Multimedia Storytelling class, this is Maria Elisa Martinez.
If the idea of sticking a tube through your back still scares you, there are even less invasive ways to get screened, like a barium enema or a fecal blood test. But remember, the colonoscopy is the most accurate screening exam. Find out more about colon cancer by visiting marchtogetscreened.com and stay tuned for more stories following at iMarilisa through all your social media platforms.
Spring for a Cause is a 5K race that has gone on for years in St. Augustine. But for the past 2 years, the reason behind the race has changed strides when a young girl named Rihanna Green lost her life in a domestic violence dispute with her boyfriend. Multimedia journalist Sarah Carter shows us why Green's friends and family use this run to bring awareness to St. Johns County.
Spring for a Cause is a 5K race that has gone on for years, but for the past 2 years, the reason behind the race has changed strides when a young woman lost her life in a domestic violence dispute with her boyfriend.
This day is about, it's a run for Rihanna is in honor of our daughter who lost her life to domestic violence in April 23rd, 2015. She was a Pedro Menendez graduate, and she had become quite the little runner. So the Booster Club are dear friends of ours, so they had this run in place, but they renamed it a Run for Rihanna last year, so it's our second year.
Her friends and family were out cheering each other on and sharing memories of her life.
For a long time, watched her grow up, very bright young woman, very driven young woman, loved nursing. I mean, it was just her passion, and she was really very good at it. And she loved the trauma and the emergency nursing. She liked the busyness, the hustle of it, the in and out, the quick thinking on her feet, having to make really split-second decisions and being comfortable with them and moving on, and just such utter confidence in what she was doing.
Here in St. Augustine, in order to spread the awareness of domestic violence.
We think it's just an important thing to support and make sure there's plenty of awareness about domestic violence. And I need to lose a little weight, so it didn't hurt.
So what is domestic violence? According to the Betty Griffin House in St. Augustine, it's any threat of violence that means any assault or abuse. The statistics show husbands and boyfriends commit 13,000 acts of violence against women in the workplace every year. And even more shocking, 15% to 25% of pregnant women are battered.
So one of our things for domestic violence, a bunch of our friends and I, is we want to get the word out that domestic violence isn't always black and blue. And the way that we coined that is the first act of domestic violence that took place to our daughter was the loss of her life. But she had only dated this young man for 5 months, and it was emotional abuse and emotional manipulation. And so when she, figured all that out and wanted out of the relationship, the worst part of the emotional manipulation was he took her life. So you can be in a relationship that is not abusive physically, but it could be abusive emotionally.
Ladies and gentlemen need to keep their instincts open. This is Sarah Carter, Multimedia Storytelling.
For more information, you can visit our website for more.